My friend, listen closely. There is no accident in the timing of your life. You are not late. You are not behind. Everything that has seemed delayed has actually been divinely orchestrated to prepare you for the moment that is now unfolding. This, right now, is proof that divine timing is working in your favor. For too long, you have mistaken waiting for being forgotten. You've seen stillness as stagnation. But what if I told you that what looked like nothing happening was actually everything being arranged in your favor? The invisible hand of the divine never rushes, yet it never fails. It works in perfect rhythm, unseen by human eyes, but undeniable to the heart that believes. When you begin to align your thoughts with faith instead of fear, life shifts. Circumstances bend, people move, opportunities emerge as if out of thin air. Why? Because the outer world is compelled to obey the inner conviction of one who knows their time has come. Every season of silence has been sacred. The pauses were not punishment, they were preparation. What you prayed for could not come until you were ready to sustain it. The divine does not deliver promises prematurely, for premature blessings become burdens. Now, can you sense it? The energy has shifted. The delays are dissolving. The peace you feel lately is not ordinary, it's confirmation. When your heart finds rest, even before the result, that is proof divine timing has begun to move. The signs have been subtle but certain. A random message that stirred your spirit, a sudden knowing that something is about to change, a dream that felt more real than the waking world. All of these are signals that your faith has reached the threshold of manifestation. You see, manifestation is never about force, it's about flow. When you stop striving and start trusting, the universe begins to deliver. And now, after all the waiting, the alignment has occurred. This is the moment the invisible becomes visible. What you once imagined is preparing to appear. Divine timing has synchronized people, places, and opportunities to meet you exactly where you are. So, lift your head, open your heart. Expect the call, the confirmation, the breakthrough. It is not coming, it's already here. The evidence may be invisible for a moment longer, but the vibration of fulfillment is already alive within you. The universe is not random. It moves with a rhythm, a divine precision that human logic cannot fully comprehend. Every event, every encounter, every pause, even the moments that appear as setbacks, are part of a perfect orchestration designed to guide your life toward its highest purpose. When you begin to understand that every delay and every silence carries intention, you stop seeing them as obstacles and start recognizing them as divine alignment. There are moments when life seems to stand still, when your prayers echo into what feels like an empty sky and nothing appears to change. You question, why is this taking so long? Why isn't anything happening? Yet behind that silence, the universe is at work. Invisible threads are being woven. People you haven't met yet are being positioned. Doors you didn't know existed are being prepared to open at just the right time. The delay is not rejection, it's divine coordination. You see, if the universe responded the moment you desired something, You might receive it before you were capable of carrying it. There are blessings that require maturity to handle, relationships that require growth to sustain, and opportunities that require preparation to succeed. Divine order ensures that what belongs to you arrives not only when you want it, but when you are ready for it. The waiting season, then, is not wasted time, it is a refining time. It builds patience, wisdom, and strength, qualities that keep you standing when your manifestation arrives. Think of nature's perfect timing. The seed does not sprout the moment it is planted. It remains hidden beneath the soil, seemingly lifeless, while in truth it is transforming. The darkness protects it, the stillness strengthens it. Then, when the season is right, it breaks through the surface, not a moment too early or too late. So it is with your life. You may feel buried, forgotten, or unseen, but in reality, you are being cultivated. The silence is the soil of divine ardor. The universe does not make mistakes. Every person who left, every opportunity that slipped away, every closed door was redirected energy. It was grace disguised as disappointment. That job that didn't hire you, that relationship that didn't last, that plan that fell apart, all of them were necessary redirections to bring you into alignment with something greater. When one door closes, it's because the divine plan has already assigned a better one to open, one that fits who you are becoming, not who you were. There is peace in understanding that life unfolds exactly as it should. You don't have to force outcomes or chase validation. You simply need to trust the timing and follow the inner guidance that whispers, all is well. The universe operates in perfection, never early, never late, always right on time. When you learn to rest in that truth, you stop resisting and start flowing. You realize that every silence, every delay, and every redirection was not punishment, but preparation for something far beyond what you imagined. That is divine alignment in motion. Everything in your life begins within you. The world you experience on the outside is nothing more than a reflection of the world you cultivate within. Your emotions, beliefs, and mental patterns form the blueprint from which reality takes shape. When you shift your inner state, your thoughts, your assumptions, your expectations, the outer world has no choice but to reorganize itself to match that new vibration. It is not magic, it is law. For most of life, people are taught to react to circumstances, to let conditions determine how they feel. But the secret is reversed. Your inner atmosphere determines your outer weather. If you live in a state of fear, the world will give you reasons to be afraid. If you dwell in gratitude, life will reveal more to be thankful for. The moment you change the energy within you, the universe begins to rearrange people, situations, and opportunities to mirror that transformation. Never forget, there is joy in dead life and peace underneath. Ani. This is why lasting change never comes from effort alone. It begins with awareness. The struggle ends when you realize that everything external is secondary. The real work is invisible. It happens in thought, in imagination, in belief. When you persist in a new inner state, peace instead of worry, abundance instead of lack, faith instead of doubt, you activate a spiritual law that brings your inner world into physical expression. What you hold as true within will eventually take form without. Consider how a seed contains within it the pattern of the entire tree. It doesn't have to struggle or strive to become what it already is in potential. Its growth is inevitable once the right conditions exist. Similarly, your consciousness is the seed. Whatever idea you plant and nurture through consistent attention and feeling must eventually sprout into experience. Life mirrors the gardener of thought. The outer world is not your master, it is your mirror. When you feel stuck or trapped by circumstances, it's often because your inner dialogue has not yet changed. You are rehearsing the same assumptions while expecting a new reality. The shift happens the moment you claim a new identity within. You stop saying, "I am waiting for things to change," and begin declaring, "I have changed, therefore things must." The outer reflects the inner by law, not by chance. There comes a moment when you realize that your imagination is not just fantasy, it is creation in its earliest form. What you picture and feel repeatedly with conviction begins to draw matching experiences into your life. You become the architect rather than the victim of your circumstances. The energy you carry within becomes a silent command that shapes events, attracts people, and opens doors. So the next time you seek transformation, don't rush to fix the outer. Go inward. Shift your focus from what's missing to what's already possible. Speak as though it's done. Feel as though it's real. When you embody the state of the person who already possesses what you desire, life must mirror that truth. The moment you shift within, the universe begins its work. The outer world reorganizes itself in obedience to your new consciousness, and reality unfolds as a perfect reflection of your inner awakening. Faith is not wishful thinking, it is spiritual knowing. It is the deep, quiet conviction that what you desire already exists, even before your eyes can perceive it. Faith sees through the invisible and calls it real. It is the bridge between imagination and manifestation, the invisible substance that shapes the visible world. When you believe in the unseen, you set in motion unseen forces that begin to prepare what you have believed. Many people misunderstand faith as hope, something fragile and uncertain. But true faith is not hoping something will happen. It is knowing that it already has, though it has yet to take form. It is confidence in the unseen order of the universe, a trust that what has been conceived in your consciousness must, by divine law, express itself in your experience. Faith is the evidence before the evidence, the unseen proof that creation is already complete on a higher plane. Everything that exists in the visible world was once unseen. Every invention, every achievement, every miracle began as a thought, a formless idea held in faith until it condensed into form. The same is true for the realities you are praying for. When you truly believe that what you desire is already yours, the universe begins to align circumstances, people, and timing to bring that unseen belief into physical manifestation. Faith is not passive. It is the active vibration of certainty. It is your spiritual signature that tells the universe, "I have already received." Faith changes the atmosphere around you. When you walk in faith, your words, your energy, your actions all begin to align with what you believe. You no longer speak from lack, you speak from fulfillment. You no longer wait anxiously, you rest peacefully, knowing that divine timing is working on your behalf. The peace that comes from faith is often the first sign that manifestation is near. The moment your heart releases fear and embraces assurance, creation accelerates. Faith also requires detachment from the how and when. The mind always wants control, but faith allows the higher intelligence of life to orchestrate the details. When you believe deeply, You release the need to force results. You trust that everything is unfolding in perfect order. The unseen realm, which operates beyond your senses, is constantly arranging what you have believed for. While your eyes may see no progress, faith recognizes that the foundation is being laid. There is power in continuing to believe even when nothing around you validates your hope. That is the test of faith, to stand firm in the unseen until it becomes seen. Every doubt that arises is an invitation to choose belief again. Every delay is an opportunity to deepen your conviction. The unseen responds to faith like a seed responds to light. It grows in silence until it breaks through into visibility. So hold fast to your vision. Speak from completion, not from desire. The unseen is listening, shaping, moving. What you have believed for is not distant, it is developing. Faith is the invisible proof that your manifestation is already alive, already forming, already on its way into sight. Believe, not because you see it, but because you know it is already done. There comes a season in every life when movement seems to cease, when doors that once opened easily remain closed, when prayers seem unanswered and progress appears delayed. This is what many call waiting, but in truth it is not waiting. It is divine preparation. The waiting season is not a punishment. It is sacred. It is the quiet, hidden space where the unseen hand of divine timing works with precision and purpose. The delay is not a denial, it is a design. Divine timing is never slow. What appears to you as stillness is actually strategic movement. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, knows the exact moment when your promise should unfold. If you were to receive too soon what you are asking for, it might overwhelm you or slip through your fingers because you would not yet have the capacity to sustain it. The waiting season matures you for what you've been believing for. It strengthens your character, clarifies your motives, and refines your faith until you can hold what once could only be imagined. In waiting, life tests your alignment. It asks, do you still believe when nothing moves? Do you trust the promise even when there's no evidence? These are not questions meant to discourage you. They are the gentle chisels shaping your spirit for destiny. The most significant transformations happen not in the moments of manifestation, but in the moments of delay. Waiting develops wisdom. It teaches patience, surrender, and sensitivity to divine timing. The sacredness of the waiting season lies in what it reveals about you. In haste, you might rush to force outcomes, but in stillness, you learn that force is unnecessary when faith is active. Waiting trains your heart to rest, in assurance rather than anxiety. It quiets the noise of striving and makes space for clarity to emerge. Many people pray for blessings, but do not realize that blessings come with weight, and waiting builds the strength to carry that weight with grace. Think of a fruit that ripens too quickly. It may look ready, but its sweetness has not yet developed. Similarly, the blessings that come before their appointed time often come without the maturity to sustain them. Divine timing is the ripening of your destiny. It ensures that what you receive is not temporary but lasting, not fragile but fortified. It delivers your promise not in haste but in fullness. During your waiting, you are not forgotten. You are being prepared. The silence does not mean that nothing is happening. It means that everything is being aligned. The right people, opportunities, and moments are being placed in divine order so that when the appointed time comes, it will seem as though everything happened at once. So, honor your waiting. Do not curse it, bless it. For it is in this sacred season that faith deepens, strength solidifies, and destiny matures. When the divine finally unfolds what it has prepared for you, you will realize why it had to take time. The waiting was never wasted. It was the strategy of love, ensuring that when your promise arrived, you were ready to receive it fully. Before every major breakthrough, there are always signs, whispers from the divine that something is shifting, aligning, and preparing to unfold. These signs rarely arrive with loud announcements or dramatic displays. Instead, they come quietly, a conversation that confirms what your spirit already knew, a recurring number or symbol that seems to follow you, a sudden sense of peace in situations that once stirred anxiety. These are not coincidences. They are divine indicators that the unseen realm is organizing your breakthrough. But forensic, unless it at least puts stop to anything, this life communicates through patterns. The divine speaks in synchronicities, those moments when everything aligns in perfect timing, even when logic cannot explain it. You might think it's random when you meet the right person by chance, or when an unexpected opportunity appears after months of stillness. But these are the early signs that the current of divine timing has begun to flow in your favor. They remind you that while you cannot see the full picture, something greater is weaving all the pieces together. And thus, we turn to this book. Before the visible manifestation arrives, the invisible begins to move. The energy shifts first within you. You feel lighter, more certain, more centered, even though nothing outside has changed yet. That inner peace is often the first and most powerful sign that your breakthrough is near. Peace is not passivity. It's a signal that your spirit has come into alignment with what's already yours. Once your inner world aligns with the vibration of fulfillment, the outer world begins to reflect it back to you. The divine never allows something to enter your life without preparation. That's why signs come before manifestation. They are gentle confirmations that your faith has reached maturity. They say, "You're ready now." You may notice a sudden increase in inspiration, creative ideas, or opportunities that feel effortless. The very atmosphere around you begins to shift, and the things that once seemed distant start drawing closer. These are not small things. They are evidence of divine orchestration. Many people overlook these signs because they expect something grand and obvious. But the divine often moves in whispers, not in noise. The coincidence that made you smile, the unexpected favor that relieved a burden, the intuitive nudge that led you to the right place, each of these is proof that divine timing is active. When you pay attention to them with gratitude, you strengthen the connection and accelerate the unfolding of your manifestation. Breakthroughs do not arrive suddenly, they ripen. The signs are the early fruits, showing you that the tree of your faith is bearing results. The more you notice and appreciate them, the faster the full harvest comes. So when subtle confirmations appear, do not dismiss them. They are not random. They are divine breadcrumbs leading you toward the promise. When peace replaces worry, when coincidences multiply, when your inner knowing grows stronger, understand that heaven is signaling movement. These are the quiet proofs that divine timing is in motion. and your breakthrough is closer than you think. The signs are not the end, they are the sacred announcement that what you've believed for is on its way into sight. There comes a defining moment in every journey when something within you shifts so deeply that nothing outside of you can shake it. It is the moment when faith becomes certainty, when hope transforms into knowing, and when desire matures into conviction. That moment marks the arrival of your time. You no longer chase, you no longer plead, you simply know. And that knowing carries a power greater than any circumstance, greater than any delay, greater than any opposition. When your inner conviction becomes stronger than your outer situation, manifestation must follow. It is not optional, it is law. Every reality begins within the unseen world of belief. As long as you remain uncertain, reality reflects that uncertainty. But when your belief settles into conviction, when you know deep in your spirit that what you desire is already done, the universe has no choice but to rearrange itself to match that frequency. Life responds not to your wishes, but to your certainty. The outer world bends to the authority of your inner state. When conviction is born, resistance dissolves. What once seemed impossible begins to take form effortlessly. Think of conviction as a vibration that cannot be denied. It doesn't shout, it doesn't struggle, it simply is. When you dwell in this energy, you stop checking for signs and stop questioning timing. You begin to walk, speak, and act from completion. You no longer say, "It's coming," you say, "It's here." That shift in language reflects a deeper truth. You have already entered the state of fulfillment. The law of creation dictates that the outer must mirror the inner. Once you have become the embodiment of your desire and consciousness, it must manifest in your world. This is why inner work is everything. You can change the outer endlessly, move cities, switch jobs, meet new people, but until your conviction changes, your results repeat. The breakthrough comes not from action alone, but from alignment. When your thoughts, emotions, and assumptions agree with your desired outcome, life synchronizes with that new frequency. What was once effort becomes flow. What was once blocked becomes open. Your time arrives not by luck, but by alignment. When you finally stop doubting, stop comparing, stop waiting for permission, and simply decide that your promise is real now, you step into the vibration of manifestation. This decision is not arrogance, it is spiritual authority. It is claiming what has always been yours in the unseen and allowing it to crystallize in the seen. The moment you feel this conviction, everything changes. You sense it before it shows. You feel peace where there was tension, assurance where there was anxiety. That peace is the sign that creation is complete in the invisible. So walk as one who already possesses the thing once prayed for. Speak with the calm confidence of fulfillment. When your conviction becomes immovable, life must yield to it. You are no longer waiting for your time, it has arrived. Every event, every person, every opportunity is now aligning with your inner knowing. This is the law of manifestation in motion, as within, so without. When you know it's done, the universe agrees. Every moment of your journey, every delay, every silence, every sign has been leading you here. Divine timing has never failed you. It has been faithfully aligning every piece of your story into perfect order. You have come through seasons of waiting, testing, and believing, and now you stand at the threshold of fulfillment. The universe has heard your faith. Heaven has witnessed your persistence, and now the time has come for what was once unseen to unfold before your eyes. This is not coincidence, it is confirmation. The alignment is complete, and your manifestation is no longer a promise, it is a reality in motion. Walk in gratitude, speak in faith, and move with confidence, knowing that divine timing is now working fully in your favor. Every door that opens from this point forward will not open by force, but by flow. Every opportunity that finds you will do so by design. So take a deep breath and know this: your time has arrived. The waiting was sacred, the signs were sure, and the manifestation is inevitable. You are walking in divine rhythm, and life is now reflecting the strength of your belief. Thank you for listening to this message. May it remind you that everything unfolds in perfect timing, and that the proof you've been seeking is already within you. Stay faithful, stay aligned, and remember, divine timing is not coming, it's here. My beloved, sometimes we ask God for a sign, not realizing that the very breath in our lungs is the sign. Every heartbeat testifies that heaven is still invested in your story. You may have thought God was silent, but lately something shifted. A door cracked open. A conversation happened at the right moment. A delay suddenly made sense. That wasn't coincidence, that was proof. God just showed you that He never left you. He showed you that what seemed like disappointment was actually redirection. Every closed door was a divine detour to a better destination. Everything is working in your favor, even the things that seemed to break you. You see, the spiritual world operates by revelation, not sight. God's proof is not always loud. It's often a whisper in your soul, a peace that makes no sense, a quiet knowing that this time it's different. That's how heaven speaks. The very fact that you are still standing, still believing, still expecting, that's divine evidence that your story isn't over. You are walking proof that God's word cannot fail. When your mind says it's impossible, God says, look again. Look beyond what's visible. The situation hasn't changed yet because the lesson hasn't completed its purpose. The pressure you feel is not punishment. It's proof that something holy is taking shape. You prayed, and maybe it seemed nothing happened. But look closer. People who once walked away are now thinking of you again. Opportunities that were frozen are now thawing. The atmosphere around you feels lighter. That's not random, that's divine timing revealing itself in subtle ways. You have entered a divine shift, the season where God confirms what He already promised. The delay was never a denial, it was the polishing of your faith, preparing you to handle what's coming. Do not let your senses deceive you. The invisible proof is greater than the visible facts. What God whispered in your spirit is more real than what the world shouts at you. Everything that appeared lost is being realigned. The people who misunderstood you are about to see why it all had to happen this way. The favor you thought you missed was not lost. It was merely reserved for a better moment. Right now, God is showing you proof that your prayers were not in vain, Your tears were not wasted, and your faith has not been ignored. Heaven has already issued the command for your release. The shift you sense, that's not imagination. That's manifestation in motion. So lift your eyes. Take this as confirmation. Everything is working in your favor. Not one detail of your life is out of divine order. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment was secretly building your destiny. God has just shown you proof. And your only response now is gratitude, because what's coming next won't just be good, it will be proof that God was with you the entire time. Proof is always born in the unseen before it takes form in the seen. Long before your hands can touch it, your heart must perceive it. What God reveals within you, that quiet conviction, that whisper of assurance, that image of fulfillment impressed upon your spirit, is not imagination. It is divine evidence. Heaven always releases spiritual proof before physical manifestation. The invisible realm is the womb of creation, and faith is the bridge that brings the unseen into reality. When God plants a vision, a promise, or a deep knowing within you, it's not a dream meant to tease your hope. It's the first stage of manifestation. The inner revelation is the true proof that something already exists in divine order, waiting to be made visible. Everything you see in the physical world was once unseen, a thought, a word, an idea breathed from the invisible into the visible. That is the way of divine creation. The material world is a shadow of the spiritual. What is formed on the inside must eventually take shape on the outside. But here's where many lose faith. They doubt the inner proof because the outer world hasn't caught up yet. They say, I'll believe it when I see it. But that is not the language of faith. That is the language of the world. God's proof does not appear as evidence your senses can measure. It comes as a knowing your spirit cannot deny. The peace that suddenly covers you in chaos, the unexplainable assurance that your breakthrough is near, that is proof. It's not always loud, but it's real. And those who trust it, those who walk by it, become witnesses to its manifestation. When your inner world changes, your outer world must eventually conform. You cannot carry divine revelation and remain in limitation. What God reveals within you has creative power. It shapes your beliefs, your emotions, your actions, and those in turn reshape your world. The unseen evidence within becomes the magnet that pulls the seen into alignment. That's why protecting your inner vision is so important. Doubt is a thief that tries to steal your proof before it's visible. When you let external circumstances dictate your faith, you cut off the flow of divine manifestation. Now, let's exhibit. You must learn to trust the unseen more than what you see. The world calls it foolishness, but heaven calls it faith. Every promise fulfilled began as something invisible, a word spoken in prayer, a thought of victory, a picture held in the heart. The proof is already in your spirit. Every time you feel that inner assurance rise, even when nothing has changed outside, you are witnessing divine movement. The manifestation may still be forming, but the reality of it already exists within you. The hold to what God showed you. Do not let time, appearances, or fear make you question the spiritual proof He placed inside. The unseen evidence is not waiting to become real. It is real, waiting to be recognized. The moment you believe that what you carry inside is greater than what stands before you, the world around you begins to rearrange itself in obedience to that unseen truth. Proof is spiritual before it's physical, because in God's order, the invisible always precedes the visible. There are moments in life when silence feels heavy, when heaven seems still, prayers echo unanswered, and time stands still. Yet in those quiet stretches, divine orchestration is at work. What looks like inactivity is actually precision. God is not absent, He is aligning. The silence of God is never the absence of movement, it is the sound of unseen coordination, the quiet hum of purpose weaving itself into the details of your life. Even when nothing appears to change, heaven is adjusting everything to ensure your outcome aligns with divine intent. Every delay, every closed door, every unexpected turn is being used to build a path that will carry you into destiny. The human mind often mistakes stillness for stagnation, but the Spirit knows that God moves most powerfully in ways the eye cannot detect. Behind the curtain of your circumstances, divine hands are arranging people, timing, and opportunities in ways that defy human logic. Think of an orchestra before a performance, every instrument tuning quietly, every musician preparing in silence. There is no music yet, but the harmony is being prepared. That is what divine orchestration looks like. The stage of your life may seem dark, but God is setting the lights, placing the right people in position, and preparing your entrance. When the time is right, every sound, every movement, every connection will come together in perfect harmony. You may be praying for change and hearing nothing in response. But silence is not God's rejection, it is His strategy. The silence is where He secures what you cannot see. If He were to reveal everything too soon, it would break before it could bless you. So He hides His movements in ordinary days. A conversation you almost missed, a delay that forced you to wait, a rejection that redirected you, none of it is wasted. The unseen hand of God is positioning you for a fulfillment greater than you imagined. When you cannot trace His hand, you must trust His heart. The same God who painted galaxies without sound is the one arranging your future with the same quiet power. He does not need to announce His plans to prove His presence. He simply moves silently, precisely, lovingly, until all things fall into place. This is why patience is an act of faith. To wait is not to be idle, it is to stand still while heaven works on your behalf. Every prayer you have prayed has been heard. Every tear you have cried has been counted. The timing you question is the timing that protects you. What feels delayed is often divine preservation. There will come a moment when everything will suddenly make sense. The puzzle pieces that seemed random will reveal the picture of purpose. You will look back and realize that God never stopped working. He was simply working in ways too deep to see. Divine orchestration is silent but certain. When nothing seems to move, that is when God is moving most. His silence is not stillness, it is the sacred rhythm of heaven arranging everything in your favor. Faith has a language the natural mind cannot speak. It hears what others ignore, and it sees meaning where others see nothing at all. To the ordinary eye, events may appear random. A phone call that came at the right time, a delay that kept you from harm, a stranger offering a word you needed to hear. But faith knows better. Faith interprets what sight cannot. What others call coincidence, faith recognizes as confirmation. Every moment carries divine fingerprints for the one whose heart is tuned to listen. God rarely speaks through thunder and spectacle. More often, He whispers through alignment. When faith is alive within you, it becomes the lens through which life is interpreted. Faith teaches you that nothing is accidental. You begin to see that the conversation that stirred your heart, the obstacle that redirected your path, even the silence that tested your patience, all of it was part of a greater orchestration. Faith reveals that the universe, under divine command, is constantly signaling that God is near and working. When you walk in faith, small details begin to speak loudly. A word from Scripture suddenly glows with new meaning. A door closes, and instead of despair, you feel peace, because faith interprets it as protection. A delay that once frustrated you becomes a sign of divine timing. Faith transforms confusion into clarity because it knows that life under divine direction does not unfold by chance. This is why people who live by faith seem to move with a different calm. They no longer chase proof, they recognize it. They don't demand signs from heaven because they already see signs everywhere. Faith redefines how you perceive your world. It lifts you above the surface and allows you to discern the purpose behind events. You begin to sense that the path is being guided, even if you can't yet see the destination. Faith doesn't need the full picture to believe. It only needs a glimpse. One word, one nudge, one open door is enough for faith to say, "This is confirmation." The car that wouldn't start and kept you home from an accident, the missed opportunity that led to something better, the peace that came after prayer, these are divine signals. Faith doesn't dismiss them as coincidence. It celebrates them as communication. God never leaves His children without direction. But His language is subtle. He speaks through patterns, timings, and inner witness. Only faith can translate that language. Without faith, you will call it luck. With faith, you will call it purpose. So when things align in ways too precise to explain, when peace rises where it shouldn't, when people appear in your life at the exact right moment, know that these are not random. Faith is interpreting the signs for you. The hand of God is moving, confirming that your steps are ordered, your prayers are heard, and your path is blessed. What others call coincidence, you must call confirmation. Faith recognizes what the eyes alone cannot see, that every moment is a message, every alignment is proof, and every sign is heaven saying, "I am with you." Everything in your life begins within you. The condition of your inner world shapes the reality of your outer experience. When your heart aligns with divine assurance, when your spirit rests in the certainty that all things are working for your good, the external world has no choice but to reflect that inner truth. The universe responds to the vibration of your inner belief. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. The heart that lives in peace creates peace around it. The mind that trusts divine order experiences order in the physical realm. Every outcome begins as an inner state, a thought, a feeling, a conviction. When you live in anxiety, the world mirrors chaos. When you live in faith, the world mirrors favor. This is the law of divine alignment. The outer world is not your enemy or your judge. It is your mirror. It cannot produce what is not first established in your consciousness. That is why God works on the heart before He changes the situation. Transformation begins within. Once your inner world is healed, balanced, and assured, everything outside begins to rearrange itself to match that inner harmony. Divine assurance is not mere optimism. It is a deep knowing that comes from connection with the source, the awareness that the unseen is more powerful than the seen. When your heart is aligned with this assurance, you cease striving and start allowing. You no longer chase outcomes, you attract them through your inner certainty. Your peace becomes magnetic. The doors that once resisted you begin to open because your energy now matches the promise you have created for. Many people try to change their circumstances without changing their consciousness. They fight shadows, not realizing that the real work happens in the light of the heart. You can speak all the right words, but if your inner belief contradicts your declarations, nothing moves. Creation listens to conviction, not confusion. When your inner world and your outer expression agree, the result becomes inevitable. This is why prayer, meditation, and stillness are powerful. They bring your inner state back into alignment with divine truth. You begin to remember that you are not separate from the source that created you. As your inner assurance grows, fear loses its grip, doubt dissolves, and your life begins to flow with divine rhythm. You stop reacting to the world and start creating through your awareness. The moment you choose peace within, situations that once disturbed you lose power. The moment you choose gratitude, lack begins to disappear. The moment you choose faith, impossibilities begin to bow. The world is not fixed, it is fluid, bending to the state of your consciousness. So guard your inner atmosphere. Fill it with belief, gratitude, and divine assurance. Speak from peace, not panic. Expect good, not struggle. For when your heart lives in harmony with divine truth, the outer world becomes its reflection. Everything you experience will start to mirror the assurance you hold within. Because the power that shapes your life is not around you, it is within you. Delay is one of life's greatest teachers, though it often arrives disguised as disappointment. We see waiting as a sign that God has forgotten us, but in truth, it is proof that He is preparing us. Delay is not denial, it is divine alignment. When God appears to be silent, He is working with precision, orchestrating details you cannot yet see. The waiting period is not a punishment. It is the sacred space where strength, wisdom, and capacity are formed. God never withholds, He perfects. Every promise carries a process. Before fulfillment comes formation. You cannot receive what your heart is not yet ready to hold. Many times, God delays not because He wants to deny you, but because He loves you too much to release something prematurely. A blessing given too early can become a burden, but when the heart is prepared, the same blessing becomes a platform. The waiting season refines your character so that when the promise arrives, you will not lose it through immaturity or haste. The delay you face is not wasted time, it is divine time. While you wait, heaven is aligning the right people, opportunities, and conditions that will support your destiny. If one element is out of place, the entire design would crumble. God delays because He is constructing something perfect, not temporary relief, but lasting manifestation. And while He works around you, He also works within you. Every moment of waiting deepens your faith, tests your patience, and strengthens your trust. In the silence, you learn to rely not on signs, but on assurance. You learn that God's timing is not measured by your calendar, but by your readiness. You begin to realize that your prayers were answered long ago. You are simply walking toward the moment when what is spiritual becomes visible. The delay is not about God catching up, it's about you growing up into the version of yourself that can carry the blessing. When you look back, you will see that the delay was mercy. The job you didn't get, the relationship that ended, the opportunity that slipped away, they were all pieces of divine protection, not rejection. If those things had arrived before you were prepared, they would have distracted you from purpose. God's delays are filled with wisdom. They teach you endurance, patience, and spiritual vision. They remind you that faith is not proven by how fast you receive, but by how steadfastly you believe. So do not despise the waiting season. Heaven is not ignoring you, it is perfecting you. Trust that every day of delay is a day of design. The moment you are aligned with what you ask for, manifestation will not hesitate. What once felt like a standstill will suddenly reveal itself as acceleration, and you will say, "Now I see why I had to wait." Because when it finally arrives, you will realize it came at the perfect time, in the perfect way, through the perfect plan. Delay was never denial, it was divine preparation for a greater release. Manifestation reaches its fulfillment the moment you recognize what God has already done. Recognition is not a passive act, it is spiritual participation. When you recognize God's proof, the subtle signs, the quiet shifts, the answered prayers that don't yet look complete, you activate completion. Awareness is the seal of manifestation. Until something is acknowledged, it remains spiritually dormant. Recognition is the key that unlocks what heaven has already delivered. God's blessings often arrive disguised as ordinary moments. The answer to your prayer may appear in a conversation, a closed door, or an unexpected opportunity. Yet many miss it because they are still looking for something dramatic or supernatural. Recognition requires spiritual perception, the ability to see beyond appearances and perceive divine fingerprints in daily life. When your awareness awakens to what God is doing, you release gratitude, and gratitude completes what faith began. Every manifestation begins with belief, grows through patience, and is sealed by recognition. You can have faith and still miss fulfillment if you fail to recognize that the promise has already begun to unfold. God works in layers. He often reveals the beginning of the answer while still forming the rest. Recognition says, "I see the hand of God here, even if the picture isn't finished." The moment you say that, you step out of striving and into receiving. Awareness is alignment. When you acknowledge that God's proof is already before you, you stop vibrating with lack and start vibrating with fulfillment. The universe mirrors that awareness. Doors that were stuck begin to move. People who were distant start to appear, resources begin to flow. The outer world responds to inner recognition because recognition shifts your frequency from asking to accepting. Think of the 10 lepers who were healed. Only one returned to recognize and give thanks. He was made whole, not just healed. The others received a partial manifestation, but recognition brought completion. That's the power of awareness. Gratitude is not only appreciation, it is spiritual recognition that seals what God has already done. When you see and acknowledge His proof, you declare to heaven, "I believe the work is finished," and heaven responds with manifestation. Many people continue praying for what they already have because they fail to recognize its beginning. They wait for the visible miracle while ignoring the quiet evidence of progress. But God's ways are subtle. He will often let you sense the shift before you see the result, testing whether you can perceive before you possess. Recognition is that test. When you choose to see proof where others see delay, you accelerate completion. Your awareness is creative power. It transforms potential into reality. The more you notice divine movement, the more it multiplies. This is how spiritual law operates. What you recognize, you realize. So open your eyes to what God has already done. Look again. The blessing is not coming, it has begun. When you recognize His proof, you complete the manifestation. Awareness seals the promise, and the moment you truly see it, heaven declares it is finished. Everything you've been walking through has been leading you to this understanding that God has never stopped working in your favor. The proof was never far away. It was within you, around you, and unfolding all along. Every delay, every silence, every subtle sign was part of a divine pattern designed for your good. Now you can rest, knowing that what God began in you is already in motion toward completion. Trust the unseen, recognize the proof, and stay aligned with divine assurance. You are standing in the middle of a divine orchestration, and everything, absolutely everything, is working in your favor. Thank you for listening to this message. May it remind you that you are not waiting for miracles, you are living in them. Stay faithful, stay aware, and watch how God turns every detail of your life into undeniable proof of His perfect plan. My friend, life has a sacred rhythm, and though the surface may appear chaotic, the deeper current always flows in your favor. When things seem still, heaven is moving. When doors appear closed, new paths are forming. What looks like loss is only the shifting of pieces so that gain may take its rightful place. You are not being delayed, you are being positioned. You may look at your circumstances and think nothing is happening. But that's not true. The unseen is alive with motion. Every disappointment, every pause, every unexpected turn was not against you. It was preparing the scene for your elevation. You are standing in a divine pattern, one that is shaping your world according to what you have believed, felt, and imagined. The things you held in faith, even when no one understood, are now finding their way into form. This is proof that everything is working in your favor. The universe is not punishing you, it is promoting you. The silence you felt was not abandonment, it was alignment. You were being brought into harmony with your own destiny. Right now, unseen hands are arranging people, opportunities, and moments that will unfold in perfect timing. Your only task is to remain in the consciousness of victory, to know deep within that your time has come. Reach back for a moment. Every hardship, every delay, every tear carried wisdom within it. Each one brought you to the strength you have now. That was the purpose, to prepare you to hold what's already yours. You may have thought you were forgotten, but you were actually being refined. You may have thought the dream had died, but it was only taking root beneath the surface. This is your confirmation. Things are not falling apart, they are falling into place. Every no was a redirection. Every ending was the beginning of something greater. You don't need to chase proof. You are the proof. The peace you feel now, even without visible evidence, is the sign that manifestation is near. When you no longer worry, when you no longer doubt, that's when the shift has already occurred. So lift your head and declare with calm assurance, everything is working in my favor. Say it until it feels real. Say it until the feeling becomes fact. Your time is not coming. Your time has come. The season you prayed for has arrived. The evidence will appear suddenly, but the truth has been here all along. You were always destined to win. Even when your outer world seems silent, an invisible order is aligning circumstances in your favor. What looks delayed is not denial, it is divine timing in disguise. There are moments in life when everything feels still, when your prayers seem unanswered and the path ahead appears uncertain. Yet, beneath that stillness, something magnificent is unfolding. The unseen hand of life is moving the pieces into perfect place, arranging encounters, opportunities, and outcomes in ways your logical mind could never predict. It's easy to lose faith when you cannot see progress. You look around and wonder why others are moving forward while you seem to be standing still. But the truth is, nothing in your life is stagnant. Energy is always moving, and intention is always at work. The quiet seasons are often the most sacred ones, for they are the moments when the unseen is doing its most powerful work. It is in these silent transitions that destiny takes form, even though your eyes cannot yet perceive it. Imagine a seed buried beneath the soil. To the untrained eye, it looks like nothing is happening. The surface remains the same, no sprout, no sign of growth. But underneath, roots are spreading, foundations are forming, and life is preparing to break through. That's how divine order operates in your life. You may not see the progress, but something deep within the unseen realm is preparing to emerge into visibility. Delays are not punishments, they are acts of precision. The universe knows the perfect sequence for your unfolding. If certain doors haven't opened, it's because the right ones are being crafted. If certain people have left, it's because those meant to walk with you are being prepared to meet you. You are never outside the flow, you are in divine rhythm, even when it feels like pause. This invisible movement is always intentional. Life doesn't make mistakes. Every event, every encounter, and even every detour is part of a greater choreography. Sometimes what feels like chaos is simply the rearrangement necessary for clarity. What feels like loss is the clearing required for increase. The unseen hand knows exactly what it's doing, and it's working tirelessly on your behalf. That's why you must learn to trust beyond sight. You were never meant to live only by what you can see. Faith begins where visibility ends, when you choose to believe that things are aligning for your good, even when there's no outer proof. You enter the state of harmony with that unseen order, and the moment you align inwardly, the outer world begins to reflect it. So if today feels still, don't mistake that silence for inactivity. The delay you perceive is divine strategy. The silence you feel is sacred preparation. Your unseen blessings are gathering momentum, and when the time is right, everything will unfold with ease, beauty, and undeniable grace. What once seemed delayed will reveal itself as the perfect moment, proving that the unseen hand was moving for you all along. The images you hold in your inner mind are seeds of future experiences. Your life bends toward the vision you persistently imagine as already yours. Everything that exists in the physical world was once born in the invisible realm of thought and imagination. Every invention, achievement, or transformation began as an idea, a picture formed in someone's mind, long before it took shape in the outer world. The same law governs your life. What you continually see and feel within yourself, you inevitably bring into manifestation. Imagination is not a daydream, it is the creative workshop of the divine within you. When you use it with purpose, you engage the very force that shapes reality. Each image, each inner movie you play carries vibration and intention. The universe does not respond to what you merely wish for, it responds to what you believe to be real. And belief is born in imagination, when the unseen feels more real than the seen, when the inner world becomes more convincing than outer circumstances. The moment you begin to imagine yourself already living the life you desire, something within you shifts. You stop striving and start aligning. You no longer chase outcomes because in the inner world you already possess them. This feeling of ownership, this state of it is done, is the key that opens doors. Your subconscious mind, the silent architect of your experience, takes that emotional picture as instruction and begins arranging your world accordingly. Taking responsibility as instruction and begins arranging your world accordingly. Consider how often people unknowingly use imagination against themselves. They rehearse fear, envision failure, and expect disappointment, and the outer world reflects that inner movie perfectly. Yet, when you reverse this process and deliberately imagine fulfillment, abundance, and success as present realities, the same law works in your favor. The creative power does not judge, it simply expresses whatever image is impressed upon it. Imagination is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. It turns thoughts into substance, feelings into form. You do not have to know how your vision will manifest. The how belongs to the unseen intelligence that orchestrates all things. Your task is to hold the image, to dwell in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, to persist in the assumption that what you desire is already yours. The longer you remain faithful to that inner picture, the quicker reality bends to match it. Circumstances rearrange themselves, opportunities arise, and people show up in ways you could never plan. To an outsider, it may seem like coincidence or luck, but to one who understands this principle, it is divine order responding to sustained imagination. So guard your inner world. Nurture your mind with images of peace, success, joy, and love. Refuse to entertain pictures of defeat or delay. Every time you visualize the desired state and feel its truth, you are watering the seed of your future. And just as surely as a planted seed must grow, so too must your imagined reality take form. Your imagination is not a fantasy, it is the preview of what's to come. Change begins not when you see evidence, but when you feel it within. The moment you align with the state of being blessed, the outer world begins to rearrange itself. Transformation is not an event that takes place in the future, it is a shift of consciousness that happens now. Most people wait for external proof before they believe their situation has changed. But the secret lies in reversing that order. You believe first, you feel first, and then the world catches up to that inner conviction. Every experience you've ever had began as a vibration within. The thoughts you entertained, the emotions you allowed, and the assumptions you lived from all formed the unseen blueprint of your reality. When you truly change the inner state, when you no longer feel lack but abundance, no longer feel worry but peace, you initiate a quiet yet unstoppable chain reaction. Life begins to reorganize itself around your new vibration, aligning circumstances to reflect the person you have become within. The shift does not announce itself with fanfare. It often begins in stillness, a quiet knowing, a deep sense of calm, a subtle but powerful awareness that something has changed. You might not see the evidence immediately, but you feel it. The weight of fear lifts, doubt loses its power. Suddenly, you no longer chase what you desire. You attract it naturally because you are now in harmony with it. The outer world is simply following your lead. This is why inner alignment matters more than action alone. You can work tirelessly, yet if your inner state remains one of lack or struggle, your outer results will reflect that tension. But once you shift inwardly, once you assume the feeling of being blessed, favored, and abundant, your efforts begin to bear fruit effortlessly. You meet the right people, opportunities unfold, and timing synchronizes in ways that seem miraculous. It isn't magic, it's law. To say the shift has already happened is to recognize that creation is finished. The reality you seek already exists in potential form. Your task is to occupy it in consciousness, to feel now what you expect to feel when it manifests. When you do, the unseen bridge to that outcome begins to appear. It may come through inspiration, coincidence, or unexpected change, but it always comes. So stop waiting for proof. Stop looking to the outside world for permission to believe. The moment you feel the shift within, when gratitude replaces worry, when peace replaces resistance, that's the moment your world begins to transform. The change is instantaneous, even if the evidence takes time to surface. Hold firmly to that inner conviction. Live as though it's already done. Speak as one who already possesses the promise. Because when your inner world changes, the outer must follow. That's the eternal law. What is felt as true within becomes visible without. The shift has already happened. Now the universe is simply unfolding the proof of what you've already claimed. Every pause, setback, or redirection is a sign that something higher is being prepared for you. Something that matches your growth, not your old state. Life is not withholding anything from you. It is organizing everything for you. What you call delay is not denial, but divine preparation. The universe never rushes because timing is sacred. There is a perfect moment for every manifestation, a precise alignment between who you are and what you are ready to receive. When something seems to take longer than expected, it is because you are being shaped to hold it, not merely to have it. In moments of waiting, frustration often rises. You wonder if your prayers have gone unheard, if your effort was in vain, if you somehow missed your opportunity. But those thoughts only come from the mind that cannot see the larger picture. In truth, the delay is a period of construction, both within and around you. Life is building a foundation sturdy enough to sustain the blessing. If what you asked for arrived before you were prepared to handle it, it could collapse under the weight of your unready state. Divine timing ensures that what comes stays. Consider how nature works. The seed planted in the soil doesn't sprout overnight. There is an appointed time for its roots to grow unseen, drawing nourishment from the depths before it breaks through the surface. That hidden phase is not wasted time, it's essential preparation. The same is true for you. Every pause, every seeming setback is a sacred season of rooting. It's the unseen strengthening of your spirit, the quiet refinement of your purpose. Sometimes the delay comes in the form of closed doors. You might think something has gone wrong, but those closures are divine protection. Life knows what you cannot yet see. A door may close because it would have led you off the path meant for you. A plan may fail because it was too small for your destiny. Every redirection is a recalibration towards something more fitting, something that mirrors the person you are becoming. During these periods, patience is not passive, it is faith in motion. It's the choice to believe that while nothing appears to be happening, everything is happening beneath the surface. You are not standing still. You are evolving. The silence is molding you. The delay is refining you. And the wait is teaching you how to walk by inner assurance rather than outer evidence. When the appointed time arrives, everything will converge with grace and precision. You will look back and realize that what you thought was delay was perfect orchestration. The people you needed will appear, the opportunities will unfold, and you'll see how every detour led you to exactly where you were meant to be. So trust the pauses, embrace the waiting. The universe has not forgotten you. It is preparing something beyond what you imagine. Every delay carries purpose, and when it finally unfolds, you'll understand why it had to take the time it did. It's not the circumstances that shift, it's your awareness. The moment you choose to see yourself as favored, chosen, and unstoppable, everything starts responding accordingly. Life reflects who you believe yourself to be. Every experience, every relationship, every outcome in your life mirrors the state of consciousness you occupy. When you change your self-perception, the outer world must reorganize itself to match that inner identity. You are not waiting for things to turn around. You are the turning point itself. Most people try to change their circumstances without first changing their awareness. They focus on fixing the outer effects while leaving the inner cause untouched. But all transformation begins from within. The world around you is like a mirror, faithfully reflecting your inner assumptions. If you see yourself as struggling, life mirrors struggle. If you see yourself as favored, life mirrors favor. Nothing truly shifts until you do. Your awareness is the command center of your reality. It determines how you interpret events, how you respond to challenges, and how much abundance or limitation you allow yourself to experience. When you awaken to the truth that you are not a victim of life but a creator within, everything begins to move differently. The same challenges appear, but you meet them with strength. The same situations unfold, but you perceive opportunity instead of opposition. That shift in perception alters the vibration you carry, and the energy you carry dictates what life reflects back to you. Choosing to see yourself as favored is not arrogance, it's alignment with truth. You were never meant to live small or defeated. The same power that created worlds breathes within you. When you accept that, you stop shrinking before circumstances and start commanding them through the authority of belief. You realize that life is not happening to you, but through you. The divine moves as your awareness, and as your awareness expands, so does your reality. This turning point happens the moment you decide to embody your higher self. Not tomorrow, not when things improve, but now. You begin to carry yourself as one who already possesses the blessing. You walk differently, you speak differently, you expect differently. That inner shift sends a signal to the universe that you are ready for more. People begin to treat you differently. Opportunities start to appear. And the same world you once saw as against you now begins to favor you. Circumstances respond to conviction. The world mirrors faith. When you stop identifying with lack and start identifying with abundance, You'll notice that doors open where there were walls. It's not magic, it's law. The external world is powerless to resist the inner certainty of one who knows who they are. So stop waiting for proof that your time has come. You are the proof. The moment you awaken to your power, everything begins to align. The turning point is not somewhere out there, it's happening within you right now. When your awareness rises, your world must follow. What once felt far is now within reach. The time of waiting has ended. The harvest is ready. Your faith and persistence have drawn it into manifestation. For so long you have walked by faith, trusting what you could not yet see, holding on to the invisible promise when everything around you suggested otherwise. You endured the silence, you stayed steady through the uncertainty, and you refused to let go of the vision within your heart. That perseverance was not wasted. It was the unseen work that called forth your season of fulfillment. There comes a divine moment when everything you've believed for begins to unfold. It doesn't happen through striving or struggle, but through alignment. You have shifted within, and now the outer world must mirror that change. The doors that once seemed locked will open effortlessly. The opportunities that once seemed distant will start to find you. The delays that once frustrated you will reveal their purpose. You are stepping into a season where what you prayed for and imagined in faith becomes visible and tangible. Fulfillment is not random. It is the natural result of spiritual persistence. Each time you chose faith over fear, gratitude over complaint, peace over panic, you planted seeds. Every declaration of "it is already mine" watered those seeds. And now those invisible roots have broken through the surface. What was growing beneath the soil of your patience is ready to be seen. You are not waiting anymore, you are receiving. Many people give up just before the breakthrough because they mistake silence for denial. But you didn't. You kept believing. You remained faithful when it didn't make sense. And because of that, the universe has moved to honor your endurance. This is your confirmation that the long season of testing has accomplished its purpose. You are no longer being prepared, you are being presented. Now is the time to walk boldly in expectation. Don't question how it will unfold, just know that it will. The energy you carry, that quiet certainty that it's done, is what magnetizes the fulfillment toward you. You don't need to chase. What is yours is already drawn to your vibration. The waiting season shaped your faith, refined your awareness, and expanded your capacity to hold what's coming. You are ready now. Look around with new eyes. What once looked impossible is now accessible. The opportunities that once seemed hidden are revealing themselves. Relationships, resources, and divine connections are aligning perfectly to deliver what belongs to you. This is not coincidence, it is harvest. So lift your head high and move with assurance. You are standing in the manifestation of promises once unseen. Every tear, every prayer, every moment of surrender has led you to this. Your season of fulfillment has arrived, not by luck, but by divine law. You believed long enough for your faith to become form. The wait is over. The blessing is here. Everything that once seemed uncertain has now revealed its purpose. Every delay, every struggle, every quiet moment of faith was part of a greater orchestration. bringing you to this point of realization. The unseen hand has been moving all along, guiding you toward alignment with the life that was always meant for you. You've learned that imagination shapes reality, that change begins within, that delays are divine preparation, and that your awareness is a true turning point. Now you stand in your season of fulfillment, the moment where faith becomes sight. This is your reminder: nothing was wasted. Every experience has been a step toward your becoming. The shift has already happened, and the evidence is unfolding now. You are favored, chosen, and unstoppable. Walk boldly in that truth, because everything is working in your favor and your time has come. Thank you, message. Thank you for watching and sharing this moment of truth and awakening. If this message spoke to your spirit, let it remind you that divine timing never fails. Stay faithful, stay expectant, and keep your inner vision alive, because the best is not ahead of you, it's already here. Thank you for being part of the Wisdom Revolution. Your journey to higher consciousness continues. My friend, you may look around and think nothing is changing. You may wonder why things seem still, why doors appear shut, why silence lingers longer than your prayer. But I want you to know, everything is shifting. The unseen world is at work right now, making room for what belongs to you. You are not forgotten. You are being positioned. The movement of life is not always visible to the human eye. Mountains are being rearranged in realms unseen. People are being placed. Situations are being molded, not against you, but for you. What looks like loss is simply the divine hand clearing the stage for your blessing to appear. When God moves, it often looks like disruption. It looks like delay. It looks like disappointment. But beneath that surface, there is divine precision. Every closed door, every no, every silence is simply the shifting of the universe saying, not here, not yet, I'm making room for something greater. You see, your blessing already exists. It is not being created, it is being revealed. And faith is the bridge that connects the unseen with the seen. Faith is not asking, when will it come? Faith is standing still and saying, it's already mine. When you dwell in that inner knowing, when you live as though the promise is already fulfilled, everything begins to bend toward your conviction. Circumstances obey faith. People respond to unseen instruction. Situations rearrange themselves to honor what your spirit has already accepted. So don't be discouraged by what seems motionless. The silence is sacred. The waiting is divine. The shift is happening beneath the surface. The same God who spoke galaxies into being has already whispered your name into the flow of destiny. Nothing can stop what has been spoken in your favor. Right now, the tables are turning, and favor is finding its way to you. What was once withheld will be released. What looked impossible will be made easy. What felt delayed will arrive right on time. Hold your peace. Keep your faith. Remain grateful, even before it comes, because gratitude is the language that tells heaven you're ready. Everything is shifting to make room for your blessing. The storm is not punishment, it is preparation. The change is not chaos, It is divine choreography. God is in your favor. You are not being broken, you are being built. You are not being rejected, you are being redirected. You are not being delayed, you are being divinely timed. And when it all unfolds, you will look back and say, it was all shifting. Every moment, every silence, every tear, to make room for what was already mine. So stand still, breathe deep, and know everything is shifting, and it's shifting in your favor. Even when it looks like nothing is happening, the invisible realm is reorganizing itself in your favor. What a truth this is! One that escapes the natural eye but is deeply felt by the spirit. So many times we measure progress by what we can see. We look for visible movement, signs or evidence that something is changing. Yet the greatest transformations occur in silence, behind the curtain of the visible world. Just because your outer life seems still does not mean that nothing is moving. In fact, that stillness often means that the deeper work, the spiritual rearrangement, is taking place in ways you cannot yet perceive. Imagine a seed buried in the soil. On the surface, there is nothing but dirt. Days may pass, even weeks, and to the casual observer, it seems as though nothing is happening. But beneath that soil, in complete darkness, life is forming. Roots are spreading, strength is being built, and what will soon rise above the surface is being prepared in secret. That's how God moves. Not always with noise and flashes, but quietly, strategically, with divine precision. When life feels stagnant, that is when faith must rise. Faith whispers, something is shifting, even if I can't see it. Faith knows that the unseen realm is more real than what the eyes perceive. The unseen is where all things begin. Every breakthrough, every opportunity, every miracle. Before it arrives in your visible world, it first takes form in the invisible. Your desires, your prayers, your visions, they are not ignored. They are being organized into manifestation. The invisible realm is like a divine network, people, events, and circumstances being rearranged in perfect timing. Someone you've never met is being positioned to bless you. A door you haven't seen yet is being unlocked. A situation that seemed closed off is being rewritten by unseen hands. While you wait, heaven works. While you rest in trust, the universe aligns. You may not understand the delay, the redirection, or the silence, but you must trust that nothing is wasted. Every seeming setback is part of a grander design. What looks like emptiness is often just the preparation for fullness. When something is taken from you, something greater is being made ready. When you lose what you thought you needed, you are being positioned for what you truly deserve. The invisible rearrangement is not random, it is intelligent, divine, purposeful. So don't lose heart when you see no movement. Don't mistake silence for abandonment. The stillness is sacred. It's the space where God rearranges the unseen pieces of your life so that everything comes together in divine order. The very things you thought were falling apart are in truth falling into place. Hold on to your faith, for even now the invisible realm is working in your favor. The stage is being set, the players are being moved, the timing is being perfected. What belongs to you is being prepared. You may not see it yet, but it's already on its way, because the unseen always moves first. Faith is not asking, it's assuming that the blessing already exists and resting in its reality. Most people approach faith as a request, a reaching out for something far away, hoping that one day it might appear. But true faith doesn't beg, it believes. It doesn't chase after the blessing, it stands still in the confidence that the blessing is already established. Faith is not striving, it is aligning. It is the inner state of harmony with what is already yours in the unseen realm. When you truly understand faith, you stop trying to convince God to move. You realize He already has. Everything you could ever desire, peace, love, abundance, healing, success, already exists in spiritual form. Faith is the key that opens the door between the unseen and the seen. It is the acceptance of what already is, not the hope that something might be. The moment you align your inner world with that truth, life begins to reflect it. To live in faith is to live as though the promise has already been fulfilled. You walk differently, you speak differently, you think differently, because you know you are not waiting, you are receiving. You are not seeking, you are embodying. This is why many people pray and still feel empty. They ask but never assume. They speak words of desire but carry hearts of doubt. Faith, however, closes the gap between desire and possession. It says it is done, even when the senses deny it. Alignment means matching your inner vibration with the frequency of your answered prayer. If you desire abundance, you cannot live in the energy of lack. If you seek love, you cannot dwell in the emotion of fear. The outer world is but a mirror of your inner assumption. When you inwardly assume that the blessing is already yours, life rearranges itself to make that assumption visible. Resting in faith doesn't mean inaction. It means inner assurance. You move forward not with anxiety, but with quiet confidence. You no longer ask, when will it come? Because you know it already exists, and it's only a matter of divine timing before it appears in your experience. You no longer beg for signs, because the greatest sign is the peace within you. Faith is alignment with divine certainty. It is standing in the middle of uncertainty, yet feeling grounded in assurance. It is saying, I already have it, and refusing to be moved by appearances. This is the secret. When you rest in that truth, the outer world must yield. The invisible becomes visible. Every great manifestation begins with this inward rest, the calm knowing that all is already arranged. Faith doesn't force, it allows. It doesn't demand, it receives. When you live in alignment with your blessing, you don't wait for the miracle, you become it. Everything you desire flows naturally to the one who already lives, as though it is done. Life bends, people move, doors close, not against you, but to prepare a perfect space for your blessing to arrive. Every shift you experience, every unexpected turn, every departure or ending is not chaos, it is divine choreography. There is an intelligence behind every movement of your life, a sacred order that rearranges circumstances in ways the mind cannot comprehend. What feels like loss is often relocation. What looks like rejection is redirection. The divine shift is not punishment, it's positioning. It's positioning. When things begin to change suddenly, when the familiar starts to fall away, our first instinct is to resist. We ask, why is this happening? Or what did I do wrong? But if you look closer, you'll see that life is not taking something from you. It's making room for what's next. The old must move aside so that the new can enter. Just as a gardener prunes a branch to allow fuller growth, so does God prune your path to make space for greater fruit. The people who walk away, the opportunities that seem to fade, the plans that crumble. They are all part of the shift. The divine removes what no longer aligns with where you're going. It's not rejection, it's release. It's not the end, it's the unfolding. Sometimes we hold on to things that were only meant to serve a season, but life, in its wisdom, knows when to close one door so that a better one can open. You might not see it now, but every closed door has meaning. Every detour is direction in disguise. There are times when God will move things you thought were immovable just to make sure His blessing finds its rightful place in your life. What seems like a setback is actually a setup, a holy rearrangement in your favor. The divine shift often feels uncomfortable because it challenges your sense of control. It asks you to trust when you cannot trace. It demands surrender, a willingness to let go of the old, to embrace the unseen new. But this surrender is not defeat, it's faith in motion. You are being guided toward alignment, toward a season where what is yours can finally reach you without resistance. You see, blessings need space to land. You can't receive the new if your hands are still clinging to the old. That's why doors close. That's why relationships end. That's why certain dreams fade. It's not because you failed, it's because you've outgrown them. And in that release, God creates a vacuum that only something greater can fill. So when life bends, don't fight it, flow with it. When people move, bless them and let them go. When doors close, thank God for His protection and His timing. The divine shift is not against you. It's proof that heaven is active on your behalf. Everything is realigning, recalibrating, and readjusting to bring you into harmony with your blessing. Trust the movement. The shift is sacred. What's leaving is making space for what's meant for you. The divine is not breaking your life apart, it's rearranging it perfectly so your blessing can arrive right on time. Your inner conviction silently commands all external conditions to align with your belief. The outer world is not the cause of your experiences, it is the reflection of your inner state. Everything you see, everything you attract, everything that unfolds in your life begins first in thought, in feeling, in imagination. The universe responds not to your words, but to the vibration of your conviction. What you hold firmly within, what you truly believe, becomes the silent command that shapes your reality. Most people live as though life is happening to them, not realizing that life is actually happening through them. Every condition in the outer world is the echo of an inner assumption. The thoughts you repeat, the emotions you nurture, the images you entertain in your mind, they all send out an invisible signal, calling forth experiences that match their frequency. This is not magic, nor is it coincidence. It is law, the divine order that mirrors consciousness into form. When you hold a vision with unwavering faith, life begins to reorganize itself around that vision. Doors open, people appear, opportunities emerge, not by chance but by response. The outer world bends to your inner certainty. The person who believes in lack continues to encounter scarcity because that is the reality they are commanding from within. The one who believes in abundance moves through life attracting provision, even when logic says it shouldn't be possible. The difference is not in circumstance, it's in inner conviction. You are always creating, whether consciously or not. Every thought is a seed planted in the garden of the unseen. If your inner landscape is filled with doubt, fear, and limitation, the harvest will reflect the same. But when your inner world is rooted in faith, gratitude, and vision, the harvest will overflow with blessings. What you expect, you invite. What you assume, you attract. To master life is to master your inner vision. You must learn to see beyond appearances, to look at what is invisible and call it real. Even when circumstances seem contrary, hold your inner picture steady. Speak life over it. Feel it as though it's already done. Because when your conviction is unshakable, the outer world must eventually yield to its authority. Reality cannot resist the persistence of belief. This is why inner work is sacred work. The transformation of your world begins in the transformation of your mind. You don't need to fight the outer world, you need only to renew your inner one. Change your perception, and the reflection will change. Believe deeply, and life will respond accordingly. Your inner conviction is your silent prayer, your unspoken decree that moves mountains, rearranges paths, and manifests miracles. When you understand this truth, you stop waiting for the world to change and you start changing within. And as you do, you'll witness something extraordinary. Life begins to mirror your belief. The invisible vision in your heart becomes visible before your eyes. For the outer must always obey the inner. What seems like waiting is actually the orchestration of a greater plan unfolding in precision. Delay is not denial, it is design. It is the sacred pause that allows everything to align perfectly before the promise arrives. When we are caught in seasons of waiting, it's easy to believe that nothing is happening, that our prayers have gone unanswered, or that we've been forgotten. But delay is often the sign that divine timing is at work, that what you desire is being prepared in ways beyond your understanding. In the stillness of waiting, things are moving behind the scenes. People are being positioned, opportunities are being shaped, circumstances are being set in perfect order so that when your blessing comes, it fits your life without strain or confusion. If it arrived too soon, you might not be ready to hold it. If it came too late, it might miss its purpose. But in divine timing, everything unfolds in perfect balance. Not a moment early, not a second late. Sometimes the delay is not about the thing you're waiting for. It's about who you are becoming while you wait. Waiting refines you. It strengthens your faith. It quiets the noise of impatience so that you learn to trust without seeing. It teaches you to believe not because circumstances say yes, but because your spirit knows it's already done. In this way, waiting is not wasted time. It is preparation time. The caterpillar doesn't curse the cocoon. Though it looks like confinement, that still space is where transformation happens. So it is with you. The season that feels like delay is the cocoon of your becoming. While nothing seems to move outwardly, the inner structure of your faith is being rebuilt. Your patience, your vision, your gratitude, all are being strengthened so you can handle what's coming. Divine timing is precise. It is like a grand orchestra where every instrument enters at the exact moment to create harmony. One note too early or too late would disrupt the beauty of the song. In the same way, your life is being conducted with precision. You may not hear every note, but the conductor knows the rhythm. What feels like pause is simply a rest in the music, a moment before the melody rises again. Trust this timing. Do not rush what heaven is perfecting. The doors you thought were closed may only be locked because the right key hasn't been shaped yet. The people meant to walk with you may still be finding their path. The opportunity designed for you may still be under construction. One day you'll look back and see that every delay was divine. You'll understand why it couldn't happen any other way. You'll see that the waiting wasn't empty. It was alignment. The plan was never off track. It was unfolding with sacred precision. So rest, trust, and be still, for what is yours is not lost, only timed perfectly for your arrival. Gratitude in the unseen realm is the signal that you already possess what you desire. That's when heaven moves on your behalf. Gratitude is more than polite words or surface appreciation. It is a spiritual frequency, a divine language that communicates faith without speaking. When you are truly grateful before manifestation, you declare to the universe, I already have it. Gratitude is the sound of belief. It tells the unseen that you are no longer waiting, no longer questioning, no longer seeking. You are receiving. Most people are grateful only after something arrives. They see the evidence and then give thanks. But true gratitude, the kind that moves heaven, happens before the evidence appears. It is born in trust, not in proof. When you can thank God while the situation still looks impossible, when you can smile even when the answer hasn't shown up yet, that is when your faith is strongest. Because gratitude before manifestation means you have shifted from asking to aligning, from hoping to knowing. In the unseen realm, gratitude acts like a magnet. It draws to you the very thing you're thankful for. When you say, thank you for my healing, even while pain still exists, you are affirming that the healing already belongs to you. When you say, thank you for my abundance, even when your resources seem scarce, you are declaring that abundance is your natural state. Heaven hears that vibration and moves to match it. The spiritual law is clear. What you appreciate expands, and what you complain about contracts. Gratitude opens doors that effort alone could never unlock. Gratitude also changes your inner atmosphere. It dissolves fear, quiets worry, and replaces doubt with peace. A grateful heart cannot coexist with lack because gratitude is an acknowledgement of sufficiency, that all is well even before all is visible. It transforms your focus from what is missing to what is present, from absence to abundance. In doing so, you raise your vibration to the frequency of fulfillment, where everything you seek already exists. When you give thanks in advance, you are telling the divine, I trust your timing, your wisdom, and your process. You surrender the need to control and rest in the knowing that all things are working for your good. Gratitude turns waiting into worship and uncertainty into certainty. It takes your attention off what hasn't come and centers it on the truth that it's already done in the unseen. Heaven responds to this energy instantly. When you live in continual thanksgiving, you align yourself with the flow of divine favor. Miracles begin to unfold naturally because your heart is tuned to the rhythm of completion. You stop chasing blessings and start attracting them, not through effort, but through the effortless power of appreciation. So, don't wait to see it before you give thanks. Give thanks to see it. Gratitude is the bridge between the unseen and the seen, between promise and fulfillment. When you live with a grateful heart, heaven cannot stay still. It must move on your behalf. Everything you've walked through, every delay, every shift, every silent season has not been for nothing. It has all been divine preparation. The unseen has been working, faith has been aligning, Life has been bending and heaven has been arranging everything perfectly for your blessing to appear. You are standing on the edge of manifestation, closer than you've ever been. What once seemed uncertain is now unfolding in your favor. The old is fading because the new is ready to emerge. Hold your faith steady. Keep your vision alive. Continue to walk with quiet confidence, knowing that nothing can stop what God has already written for you. The blessing is not coming, it's arriving. Everything is shifted, everything has aligned, and everything has conspired for your good. This is your moment. Receive it with gratitude, peace, and expectation. Thank you. Thank you for listening. May this message remind you that even when you cannot see it, God is working in your favor. Everything is shifting to make room for your blessing. And what's meant for you will never miss you. Stay faithful, stay grateful, and remember, your miracle is already in motion.